Today is July 30th, 2014, and we are interviewing Kevin Bessell at the Adams County Courthouse here in Quincy, Illinois. Mr. Bessell is 46 years old, having been born on August 25th, 1967. My name is Laura Keck, and I'll be the interviewer. Mr. Bessell, can you tell us where and when you were born?
I was born here in Quincy at St. Mary's Hospital.
And that was on August 25th of 1967?
Yes.
I think we said. Can you tell us who your parents were or are?
Fred Bessell Jr. and Betty Embry.
And what were their occupations?
My dad worked at Firestone Electric Mill, and my mom pretty much stayed at home mother until Firestone shut down, and she would design flowers for Bessell's Florist in Mount Sterling.
And do you have any siblings?
I have one sister.
And what is her name?
Kim.
Did she serve in the military also?
No.
And what did you do before you entered the service?
I went to high school.
And where did you go to high school?
In Camp Point Central.
And I think you were telling me you actually entered the service, you went down there the day of your 18th birthday,
Yeah,
is that right?
The bus picked me up and I went to St. Louis MEP Station.
What branch of the military did you serve in?
In the United States Marine Corps.
What was the highest rank that you achieved?
Corporal.
Did you enlist with the Marine Corps or were you drafted?
I enlisted.
Why did you choose the Marine Corps?
I guess I was big in sports in high school, and the sharp uniforms. I mean, they get you when when you're looking at all the branches, and my dad, everybody else had been in the Navy, and I decided to go to the Marine Corps.
When you say everyone else, who do you mean?
My dad, my uncle, he was in Vietnam. My grandpa was a World War II veteran, Purple Heart awarded. All my uncles on my mother's side were all in the Navy.
And you went to the Marine Corps?
Yes.
When you departed for training camp in your early days of training, how was that?
It was all right until I got on base.
Where did you go?
I went to Marine Corps base, San Diego.
And why do you say it was okay until you arrived there?
They start yelling at you as soon as you get as soon as you get through the gate. It's nonstop. You're up the whole night.
The first day?
When you first arrive. Yeah, they let you make one phone call. Yeah, I was a mama's boy, basically. Once you get on the phone, I cried like a baby. I was ready to come home.
What'd your mom say?
My old man said, suck it up.
Did you receive any specialized training?
Yes. After boot camp, I went to what's called ITS Infantry Training School. And after that, I went to back to San Diego to Sea Duty School, which I was fortunate. I was in the last class before they shut that down.
Huh. And how did you adapt to the military life with the physical stuff and the food and all of that?
Good.
Mm-hmm. No problems.
Yeah. Once you decide you're gonna stick it out, it's okay.
What was your job or assignment initially?
My initial was I was on security forces aboard the USS Iowa. At that time, we had nuclear weapon warheads aboard.
And where was that at?
It was stationed out in Norfolk, Virginia.
When you actually served for the wartime service, where did you all serve?
I served Ernest Will Operations was the operations I was thinking about. Served in that, and I served in Just Cause Panama, and then I served in Desert Storm and Desert Shield. I think I hit it every one in the 8 years that I was in.
And the first one you said, the Ernest Will,
Ernest Will Operations.
where was that at?
It was through the Suez Canal, right off Gaddafi's home base there.
What are some of your memories that you have of those experiences that you remember?
Oh, some good, some bad.
Any ones you want to talk about
I
that
don't.
people might find interesting? It's up to you.
Well, I guess one thing when you come from a small farm town and you think you're gung ho, I guess you would say, it's a life-changing experience. I guess eye opener.
Just completely different.
Sure.
Did you see any combat action?
I seen combat action in a little bit in Ernest Will with gunboats. We boarded some ships, did searches on that, but nothing major on that. And I didn't get into any major combat until Just Cause Panama.
What were your duties primarily to do on the ship?
To guard certain posts, and you reach a foreign country, you're always alert. At that time, they were even training us on terrorist attacks and stuff like that, and guard the captain. And then when we went out to Ernest Will Operations, the flagship, USS Iowa became the flagship. And I got chosen to be the Admiral's Orderly.
And when you became the Admiral's Orderly, what did you do?
Oh, you stand outside his house is what he called it. You guard him, make sure all his needs are attended. You anywhere he goes, you go, and you're his security guard.
So did
Nobody touches the
any different interesting experiences you had doing that?
Oh, tons.
Can you tell us some of those?
Yeah, it was. USSI was really good duty. I got to see a lot of different countries. My gunnery sergeant was 8th and I drill instructor there in DC, and he taught us drill, and we were really sharp. So the captain of the ship, Captain Sequist, he would always want us to do honors and ceremonies for all the different presidents, like President of Honduras. We did honors and ceremonies for Princess Diane, Prince Charles, any foreign, delegate. We always did color. They call them colors for them. I got to meet Bob Hope. He was on his last USO tour. Him and Barbara Eaton and Lee Greenwood. I seen the Beach Boys. They had a concert. I fed Bob Hope a piece of. I kind of got behind the scenes, close look, because the admiral, he's in charge. He's the big man out there. So you get close up. I fed Bob Hope a piece of pecan pie with ice cream on it. He's kind of grumpy old guy, but his age, he's tired. So let's see. I got to eat dinner with the Dallas Cowboy cheerleaders. That was nice. My mother sent me some homemade jam. I remember that because the Admiral loved it. So, but yeah, it was pretty good duty.
What kind of friendships did you develop while you were serving?
Lifetime.
How did you stay in touch with your family and friends from back home?
I think the longer I stayed in, the more involved I was gone all the time. Letters.
Mm-hmm.
You know, basically then we didn't have cell phones then. So, but it's always nice to get a letter.
What kinds of things did you do for recreation or when you were off duty?
Well, I did get a chance to take some tours. So, I got to go through the armory. I got to see the 16th Chapel. They have a regular armory that you don't get to see on regular tours because the chaplain board knew the guy there or something. And really interesting. That stuff's really neat to see. You know, a lot of partying. Train hard, play hard, train hard.
And I think you brought some medals and citations that you received.
Yes.
If you want to show us those, I'll try to, if you're interested, to show the camera.
Just tell me where you want me to.
If you want to just hold them up, I will try to get them on the video.
Okay.
Okay. If you want to just.
Which way?
I can see it all now, but I don't know if it's going to be easy for you to point to things, what they are.
Yeah, I can.
Or the best way to do that. If you want to just tell us what they are and what they were for.
I can remember. This is for Desert Storm, Desert Shield. Marine Expeditionary Medal.
I'm sorry, what?
Marine Expeditionary Medal. That was for just cause Panama. Is it still on the thing?
It is.
Okay. Desert Storm, Desert Shield, good conduct. Let's see. Meritorious Unit Citation, Panama. Desert Storm, Desert Shield, combat action for receiving, giving fire in Panama, and then I have a gold star because of Desert Storm and Desert Shield. Let's see, Meritorious Unit Citation, Panama. Navy Unit Citation, Battle E, the ship would be, this for the USS Iowa would be to go be battle ready, and we'd have to go over to Cuba and practice war games. This Navy Unit Citation and sea deployment with 4 stars.
That's a lot of medals.
And then these here are your rifle qualifying. For the rifle, this is not everybody gets to do this. This is if you carry a pistol, or if you get required to carry a pistol, you got to go ahead and qualify with which was a 45 at that time. And we also got to go to the FBI combat pistol course.
Is that because of your security?
Yeah, when we were aboard the USS Iowa, that was kind of neat. That was kind of fun.
So did you do that with other soldiers or
Just
police officers? Or
no, just our Marine detachment and, well, of course, the FBI instructors.
Very interesting. Did you have prior experience with shooting guns before you went?
No, not really. Just a little bit of squirrel hunting.
So is this something you volunteered for, or did you just get assigned to this duty?
When I went in, I signed up for a B billet, and what they call a B billet is anything but the grunts, basically. It's special duty. Say barracks duty, embassy duty. Those are B billets. If you go to be a drill instructor, that's a B billet. I also was right before I got out, they introduced a new school, and because when I went in, if you were a grunt, you went straight to ITS, and if you were computer, or if you were photographer from boot camp, you go straight to your school. Well, Al Gray, he became commandant, and he started what they call is MCT, Marine Combat Training, where everyone trains to be a rifleman. So I was an instructor for Marine Combat Training School before I got out. And I received, there's another award I received for that.
Yeah, if you want to show that.
And this is for being an instructor in Marine Combat Training.
If you want to, can you read? It's hard to see what it actually says. If you want to read that for us.
It says presented to Corporal Kevin R. Bessell, Fox Company, Marine Combat Training Battalion, SOI, September 91, March to 93. Once a Marine, always a Marine, simplify.
Interesting.
And then I got this. Rear Admiral Brooks asked me if I wanted a Navy Achievement Medal or a plaque, and I thought it over, and I don't know, sometimes they hand out Navy Achievement Medals I can't eat, and I thought, well, I might be able to get one of those later, but they handmade me a plaque aboard the USS Iowa, and so it's one of a kind, and it was made on the USS Iowa, and it says presented to Lance Corporal Bessell, a good man, by Rear Admiral Brooks, Commander, Joint Task Force, Middle East. So that was nice.
Yes. Can you turn that to? We didn't see the front of
This
that
one?
Yes. You said that was made on the ship.
Yeah, that the USS Iowa was decommissioned, and this was made on it.
You want to put all this down? Yes. You don't have to keep holding them. Sure, they're heavy. And you returned home in 1993, correct?
Yes.
Was that because the war ended, or because your time was up?
Well, my second term was up, and the war had ended, and lots of times they wanted me to do an extension, but I didn't want to do an extension. I kind of had enough.
After 8 years.
But they start cutting back a little bit, you know, so I wouldn't have been able to re-enlist if I wanted to. I had a lot of good guys that I knew that happened to. If they had anything bad on their records, that's just the way it is. That's just the way it goes.
Because they didn't need as many people anymore.
Yeah. Yep.
How did you get back home?
Drove.
And where were you at that you came from?
I was out at Jacksonville, North Carolina. I was at Camp Geiger.
How were you received by your family and community when you got back?
Very well.
You were treated well?
Yeah.
How did you readjust to civilian life?
Has complications.
It's hard.
And when I got out, they take you to a big auditorium and they tell you things are going to be different and send you on your
And
way.
that was it.
Yeah, I don't think you realize just how different it is. Just a lot of it's the camaraderie, the tightness with the guys. I mean, you miss that. So you don't find that when you get home ever. So it was been difficult.
Or have you been able to remain in contact or reunite with any of your fellow veterans from that time?
I keep in contact with a couple of them. The older we get, the less time that we keep with each other. One of them is a buddy of mine. He lives out in Florida. I used to see him once every. He lived in Chicago, then he moved out to Florida. So he's got a family, and it's just the way it goes.
Are you a member of any veterans organizations?
No, I take that back. I'm a member of the American Legion. My father's Fred Bessell. He's been a life saint. I mean, he's stuck by me no matter what. He gets me joined up for these things. So.
You said he was the one that was in the Navy, right?
Yes.
Yes. Yeah. What have you done since leaving the military?
I've good things, correct? I worked for the prison right after I get out for 10 years.
Where was that at?
Mount Sterling. And then I quit that, and I started finding out how hard jobs are to get. And let's see, where did I work at? I worked at Titan Wheel. I was a supervisor there for a little bit. Let's see, I worked at ADM. What else have I done? Just here and there.
This is kind of going back to the military time. Did you do or have anything special for good luck while you were there?
Yeah, my mother bought me a cross, and we were playing volleyball, and I dropped it to come off. And is that what you're talking about?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that was one thing I had. I never tried to replace it. She's deceased, so it wouldn't have been the same. So I think that's one thing I had. What else did I have? I think that's about it.
Did you have plenty of supplies? Were you there while you were there?
Not all the time, no.
What did you run out of?
Water. I mean, we had drinking water, but especially when we're in Desert Storm, we got into Camp 15, then we went straight to the field and up to the front line, and waited, and no showers. I forget how many days without showers, and then they brought in a semi truck, and they had pallets. Well, actually, they trucked us over. So it was a bunch of grunts. Our company would stand. They had PVC pipe running from the semi, and you'd stand in there, and the guy up on the semi would turn on the water, and you get wet. He'd turn it off. You soaked up, and then he'd turn back on. You rinsed off. And I tell you what, it felt great.
But it was better than nothing.
Yeah.
What was the food like?
It wasn't very good. We had MREs most of the time, and we were in the field, and that's it. I mean, that's it. So no hot meals, and then sand would get in your food. I mean, it was just I really didn't like the environment there.
How did you entertain yourself while you were there? I think we talked about it a little bit, but
Not well there. We was just on duty all the time.
Mhm.
We were in the field, so that's how we entertained ourselves. I mean, we didn't play cards and none of that crap.
Were you able to ever do any traveling while you were on leave?
You mean on Liberty or?
Yeah, they call it leave on here, but I think that's what they mean.
Yeah, I got to take some tours over in London, England, which was really neat. I've been to 17 or 18 different countries. So, I mean, yeah, I've done my share of traveling.
What are some of your favorite countries that you got to see?
Let's see. I really liked Honduras. It was kind of a crappy place. I mean, they're poor, but they just loved us, and the water was just blue, you know, and I enjoyed that. England was kind of rude when we were there. We were in Portsmouth, England. It wasn't too bad, you know.
And where, I'm sorry?
Portsmouth, England.
Portsmouth.
It was pretty decent, but London, England, they were jerks. I mean, I really didn't care for that. Let's see.
Do you think that was because you were a soldier or because you were American or both?
I think it's because we're American and they're English. You know, whatever. Let's see. Turkey was kind of rough. France, Toulon, France. I've been to Germany. Let's see. I've been to Norway. Of course, Panama. Let's see. Italy. France was pretty neat. I like, you know, it wasn't a bad place. I don't know. A lot of them, I'm off the top of my head.
Oh, that's okay. How did your military experiences affect your life?
I don't want to. I think it affects. It depends where you're at and what you're doing. I think. It's been pretty rough, you know, and I can't say that. And I mean, it's not all bad. I really wouldn't. It's just that when I was in, there was some conflicts and stuff that went on, so it made it undesirable. I mean, you think once you go through that, it's not fun.
How do you think your military service impacted your feelings about war and the military in general?
I still feel the same, kind of. You know, I would have went now if they would let me. Just, you know, like they say, because you want to take care of each other. Yeah.
And what would you tell future generations who will view or hear this interview about your time?
I would say it's a experience of a lifetime. You'll see and do things that when you get out, as far as traveling and your buddies, you know, I mean, you never probably ever get to see those places again, ever, and people won't even know what you're talking about. They won't even realize the things that you've done if you do talk about them and seen and see, you know, but just you take away some guys. There's some guys that come from nowhere. I know guys from South Philly. You know, I know guys from Chicago, black guys, Mexicans, all in the same platoon, and we served together and just love them to death.
Is there anything we haven't talked about that you want to add?
No.
Okay. Thank
I
you.
don't think so. Yeah.
Thank you very much.